everyone, Joe here from Action Egg. Welcome to our The Rookie Feds Season 1 episode review. Or if you're a Rookie Nation fan, great to see you again. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You know, the fact that we are now officially here. The Rookie is no longer just a singular show. It is now part of a universe of shows. Now here we are with hopefully the first of many editions. Well, you know what? I'm not going to get too critical about it. Here we are, The Rookie Feds. Episode 1, here we go, the start of a brand new show, not just in addition to the rookie role, it also has to stand on its own two feet. Now, for me going into the show, I didn't know what to really expect from it. Obviously, we got the backdoor pilot, the two-parter last year, which introduced Simone Clark into the world of the rookie before she was announced to be getting her own spinoff within the rookie verse. And now here we are, the fruits of the labor of the past 6 months has culminated to this moment where we're here. We're at episode 1, hopefully of 100. Because for me, honestly, I think it's good. It's really, really good. I don't think it's great like the rookie. I think that's the problem when you make a spinoff where you try so for me, like, it becomes a little bit like a detrimental, like, so for me growing up, I've always been fascinated with the concept of spin-offs. Like, I want to see a world expand. I want to see my favorite characters maybe pop up on 2 different shows on the same week. You know, if that is a little bit weird. I think the closest idea of it was back when the Arrowverse was at its all-time high. When you had Arrow, The Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow. Like, you never really knew who could really show. Obviously, in the later season, they kind of downplayed that. Like, it was always about, okay, we're just going to do our own thing. We'll do the crossovers when it's time. But, in the early days, like, Arrow season 3, season 4, Flash first season, second season, those were the prime time where, like, literally any character from the other show could just pop in on the other show. This is kind of what it feels like right now, where, this episode just had the right amount of, like, yes, this is in the same world as the rookie. It's obvious when, you see the name, like, it's called The Rookie Feds. And, that's a compliment. That's like a detrimental to, like, just the performer. We're like, but it doesn't overshadow, like, the cameos we get this week and we'll probably get to see again next week. It does not mean it's the second rookie show. No, it's a different thing. It may share the same name. It may share the same universe, but at most part, it's fundamentally different. Like, you have different ideas, you have different directions, you have a different message they're trying to send to you. Where the rookie has its message, the Rookie Feds is going to have its own message. And so far in its first episode, only being concise with the, being a traditional first episode. This is not a pilot where you're just being pitched about. No, they know they're going to do more. So it was immediately like we knew the direction it was going to go in. We knew what it was going to be. And, we kind of just pick up that same energy where we left off in the backdoor pilot with the characters that are coming over with this show, and then seeing all these new faces. And again, before I continue, I tried my best to remember as many names as I can. I'm not going to remember everyone's off the bat, so I apologize. I apologize. You be sporadic for me. If you're a newcomer to me, I apologize. But if you're an old comer, like, okay, you already know me already. Like, I'm going to get there. Just give me a little time. But with that being said, let's go through the Butcher recap and talk about the series premiere of The Rookie Feds. So we begin, we're in, I believe, Iowa or Ohio. I forgot exactly what state we're in, but we're at Clark's current high school, now to soon to be former high school, as yes, since the events of the rookie episode, she's passed the academy. She's now officially an FBI agent, and she's being sent over to LA for that field office to begin her work as an official FBI agent, and at this point under the guise to be joining Garza's squad, his unit, which we got to tease about back in the rookie episode, where he wants to, like, inform change in the FBI. He really wants there to be a big push to kind of modernize the FBI, like, because the FBI, like, everything governmental based, has kind of been a little bit old-fashioned. It's kind of been like that since its formation. And yeah, it still works. It's still a decent system. But you're in now 2020, in the 2020s, let's say. I don't know when this show takes place, neither of the regular show. Things are different, like the environment's different. There's a lot of, updated, terminology, updated policies, updated procedures, but the FBI is kind of a little bit slow on that. Garza wants to update that. He wants to be the first spark of a new change. Like, you're not going to change everything about the FBI, maybe in his remaining career path, but you definitely are going to spark the change with other people, other members, other, other units around the states that could potentially adopt this program. He's like the pilot program. He's starting it out, having a team of people that are willing to be on the front lines of innovation, willing to be the new voices of what the FBI could be in the future. And that's kind of like, something that when he met Simone back in those episodes, it was something like, okay, this can work. If there are people like Simone that are willing to come in and like be part of a change, then I know we can do something with this. So now the unit's been approved. It's suppose it's Simone and her best friend who was at the academy with her, which is Brandon. I don't know his last name, but Brandon is a former actor, now turning into an official FBI agent. So he's kind of in the similar position of Clark, where he's not going into this similar to how in the Rookie, like, most officers are like in their early to mid 20s, and Nolan was like the outlier being in his 40s. It's kind of the same thing. Like they both have similarities where like they're not the youngest in their class. They are not the fresh faces out of high school or college, like going into this. Like, no, that's not them. They're immediately, it's a whole career change for them, and they're still like like Simone and Brandon are like two sides of the same. Like they both have the same energy of confidence, and they know they're gonna kick some ass when they get there. The difference is Simone has been waiting so long in her life to have this moment, and the fact that she's finally like, she doesn't care, like she's ready to go, like nothing's gonna stop her now. And same with well, for Brandon, he's a little bit worrisome, a little bit. He's still a little bit has parts of his Hollywood stuff in him, a little bit. It's not too like overstepping of like, like, oh, he's still like, taking selfies around or, just doing all that. He's not that type of person, but he's still aware like he has a certain lifestyle he's accustomed to. And, that's something that's going to probably carry over a little bit as he begins his training. And also for whatever reason, why he's with Simone right now, instead of like actually what she said, like going out to party, go sleeping with some girl before he leaves. He's like, well, no, like you're my friend. We've been there for the academy. I want to be there for you. Like this is an important moment for you. I wouldn't miss it. So, it's actually kind of sweet, very sweet. All the students welcome Simone back, ready to say goodbye to her. They're just all celebrating, getting ready for like the festivities. Outside, we see a very disgruntled dad attacking another faculty member who is informing him he cannot step into the school to pick up his daughter because he's going through a divorce right now, and he lost custody of his daughter, and he just wants to see her again. Simone and Brandon head outside to apprehend him. Simone using her now her final acts as a guidance counselor to try and calm down the situation while Brandon takes him down. And they did. It's successful. The local PD arrive, and I love this line from Simone. She just said, "Don't worry, we feds," and I'm like, okay, this is the sass I need. Like, this is different. Like, already off the bat, like Simone is not Nolan. He's not. They have very similar auras where like they are using their previous experience for their new avenues of careers, but like just the sass and the pomp she's just giving off right now is just it's all so funny. Anywho, so we cut back to LA. Simone's just arrived at a very different LAX or train station. It doesn't look like an airport. I just came from LA. Just so you know. And also, funny fact, I actually got to go to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and I got to see Nia Nash's Hollywood Star. So I'm like, that's cool. Like, I forgot to post that on Twitter before I left, or before I started recording this, so maybe someday. But it was cool. It was like cool to see, like, yay, I'm right here. Like, this is the closest I'm ever going to get to her, like, ever, maybe, probably. Well, no, we'll see. Where was I? Yeah, so she's arriving for only with 2 pieces of luggage. I mean, you're moving your entire life over to another coast, and all you bring is 2 pieces of luggage? Bro, I brought 3 packs of luggages for a 1-week trip. This is not all your shit, but maybe she moved it ahead of time. Who knows? John is there. Nolan is there. And again, like, I just saw Nolan like 2 days ago, and it's so sweet. But first of all, let's talk about the fact that there's an opportunity. You get to see your favorite rookie characters possibly every 2 weeks. There's no word if the Feds character is going to cross over to the Rookie. Normally, it's kind of like, like the parent show will give, but the sibling show doesn't really, get to give back at first. Hopefully, it's not like that. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see how the next few weeks go for the mainline show. But regardless of that, yeah, so they're there. Nolan's there to congratulate her. Like, she passed the academy. She's here. She's about to finally start her first official day at the field office for the FBI, and she's very excited. She's very excited to get started. That she's part of this new unit, that she's part of the change. She gets to like satisfy everything. Like her dad was already iffy on her going to the FBI, but this is a whole new program, this whole new initiative that she gets to actually be there at the ground up, and no one's just there, to be a supportive hand. And also, I feel like these two can just be good friends. Like these just are just best buddies. Like they have very similar upbringings, very similar, directions, and they're very different, similar, unexpected life changes in the middle of your 40s. So honestly, that's really it's sweet, and I just love the way that she just keeps teasing Nola. Oh, you're cute, and it's like, oh, people are gonna start guessing, people are gonna start thinking we're a couple, and it's just Nolan. It's the perfect banter between. It's perfect. It's like just the right amount. Like this is exactly the way it needs to be. Nolan drops her off at her dad's, who is, again, a little surprised, still not 100% on board with her, not only being part of the FBI, but also moving back in, being an FBI agent. But he's doing it because, he loves her, and, he wants to be there for his daughter, since they've been kind of, distant from each other for the past year and some change. Where do we go from there? Yeah, so he escorts it to her bedroom, and he's kind of already expecting, so when are you gonna leave? I'm gonna kind of cramp my style here. I gotta serve the motif with the community and the ladies. And just the honesty is yeah, sometimes I'll have ladies over. I'm like, I brought this. Grandpa's got game. He's got game. But she tells him once I get a place of my own, when I have space for me, and of course when the twins, when they come back from college, I'm like, first of all, yeah, LA living, I don't know how much FBI agents make. I really don't know. Don't quote me on anything, but I don't think you're going to be able to afford that much in LA's economy. I could be wrong. Maybe you have a rich friend that also lives in LA at this point to give you rent free. Also, another thing, Nolan and damn, my brains are Simone already getting that free rent, already getting that free house living day one of moving in. Damn, that's already pretty quick. So she's just confident, yeah, I'll move on soon. Don't worry about it. Once I get my finances in order, get some paycheck going, start really making some change, I'll get out of your hair. I'll get out of your hair. So she heads over to the office for her first official day. Garza's having an argument with another fellow FBI peer, which is played by Courtney Ford, which, if you don't know, it's all in the family, because back in the third season of The Rookie, Brandon Routh was in that season playing a very dickbag police officer, and this is his wife. Obviously, they're not probably connected or anything, just because they're married in real life doesn't mean these two characters are, married as well. But it still is very intriguing, the fact that, it's all in the family. One is on The Rookie, one's on The Rookie Feds. So it's a compliment. It's a compliment. She is not a fan of the program. She does not believe this is going to work out. And she's already giving Garza that, hey, if you want to cancel this program right now, just go back to your normal duties. That's totally fine. Don't worry about it. That's totally okay. Garza's like, no, we can do this. She starts basically breaking down the flaws in his unit right now, which is just 4 members, which is 2 already in the FBI. One is a FBI profiler. I forgot her name already. Again, shoot me if you can. I'll remember in a few weeks. I'll remember. Give me some time. Give me some time. And another individual who has been there with the FBI for a long time, but he hasn't really gotten much progress in his career personally. And new recruit Brandon, which, being an actor already. And the 4th member is his niece, who's mainly just serving as probably just on comms, or just, being someone that's on back over in back at HQ, not really getting on the field that much. Which I'm like, wait, what? Before I go any further, wait, why didn't I mention Simone? Why didn't I mention Clark? I was like, well, I'll get to that in a moment. Simone and Brandon enter, and they meet up with the other 2. And of course, obviously, Brandon's meets his training agent. And Simone assumes the other one is her training agent, but he's like, no, I'm not your training agent. You're over in background check. And she's like, no, I'm part of Garza's team. I'm part of Team Garza over here. I'm ready to get some shit done. Garza shows up, and she's immediately like, hey, did you, I'm in your unit, right? And he's like, no, you're not. You're over there in background check. So you go do that. I gotta move out with my team. And she's like, again, so hurt, the whole buildup of this is just, her first day, she's ready to kickstart the gig, being part of this unit, and then she's being told, no, you're not being part of this unit. You go basically be a desk jockey. And her desk jockey literally is just paperwork, like making phone calls, making sure all these federal agents are being cleared and approved before being sent over to official government buildings. And at first it's still like, even though at first Simone like knows like, yeah, I'm not gonna stay here for long, but she's still like, saying like, hey, look, I can easily knock out all this work in like an hour. Like, you told me to do 12 in a day, I could do this in an hour, because she's using her experience. And even her boss is like, she's like, well, this guy right here, like, I wouldn't trust him at all. I wouldn't really trust him whatsoever. And he's like, he's a former agent. He's been cleared by us before. Just approve it. You're wrong here. Come back to that later. Meanwhile, Garza's team is resuming an LAPD case that was closed down, which initially I found like, are they going to talk about who back over at the Rook? But no, it's just a random murder that happened involving, I guess, a crime cartel or a crime family or something. That assumes that everyone just assumes it's a done and shut case. Like, the guy's dead. There's no suspect. There's no physical evidence to tie anyone in. We're done here. This is a close case. But Garza's like, I got my feeling on this that something's wrong. So they head out, and also it's apparent like the show that Brandon started when he was an actor is called Vampires. Was it Cop Sucks? Crime Sucks? I forgot the name of the show. I really did. But apparently it's like a CW show where he was shirtless almost every time he was on screen. Yeah, definitely that would be CW, considering the fact what they did with Tom Swift last season. But anyway. So just the main team's heading off to the ground while Garza is staying behind to do some meetings. Simone tries to pull him aside to try and ask him like, hey, what's going on? Like, it's like, is there any way I can be squeezed into this unit? He pulls her aside and just tells her, look, the whole reason why I did not want you on my team is right now we are just under heavy scrutiny. We are approved, but we're not welcome. Like, they will find any reason to kick us out, to disband this team before it ever starts. And no offense, even though, yes, she was the one that really inspired him to really get this program going, the problem is Simone is too actionable. She's like a torpedo. Like, she literally just goes in head first and, figures out the results later. And, again, that's part of Simone's, her spunk, her charm. Like, that's how she gets her stuff done. But, for Garza right now, like, yes, he would welcome that. The problem is that it is not smart for him right now to bring her in. Maybe in the future, once it's more acceptable, the program, but like right now, it's too much of a risk. And, and then Simone thinks the wrong way. It's like, okay, so I lost your impression of me when we took down that Russian terrorist thing last year. But if I remember how much of a great asset I was, you'll take me in. And he's like, no, that's not what I meant at all. And she just leaves, and he's like, what is my life? What is my life? The other agents show up at the house, which we get our second rookie cameo of the episode. It's Smithy! And I'm like, I literally was like, is that Smithy? Like, I just couldn't my eyes because I don't wear my glasses anymore at the house. And I'm just like, Smithy! And I'm like, oh, that's great. That's really, really great. And also, I'm like, I thought Smithy only works on the in the office. I didn't know he actually works on the field. Like, that was the first time. And he actually watches the damn show Brandon was on. Oh, that's all hilarious. That's really, again, it's organically weaving. Like, the LAPD, of course, are going to be on site. So you can bring in any one of the rookie characters. This is all organic. It's not a forceful, thing. And I know because Grey's and Station 19 has done that for years, even though I never watched Station 19 and I never will watch Station 19. I'm probably jinxing myself. I'll probably watch Station 19 in a year or so. Who knows? Back to this show. Brandon gets a little bit of a nauseate spell and has to go outside because, he doesn't do well with real blood for some reason, even though he's been surrounded by fake blood all throughout his career. But regardless, he heads outside for a breath of fresh air. Simone calls him, trying to get some details on the case. Brandon gives it to her, but right now, Simone's only progress is like, how do I get on the field? How do I get there to the field? Simone also notices while they're on FaceTime is that there's a guy like peeking over the gate behind him. He starts to run. Brandon goes after him. The other two follow suit. Brandon apprehends him. However, his suit breaks because he's wearing basically very tight suits that it would have been great on a red carpet. But guess what? This is not the red carpet. This is the concrete streets of LA, which again is very, very hot. And again, I don't know how people do it. Like wearing those entire suits, I don't know. I wore the loosest clothes I can on my vacation, and I kid you not, I sweated like a goat. I could not stop sweating. But anywho, so they get the guy, and that's when the other individual, the male soon-to-be Clark's training agent, because I forgot his name. I apologize. It's on the top of my head, but I can't remember right now. Finds the phone, sees Simone on it, and I'm like, red button. He's like, nah, bro, you ain't being part of this thing. You ain't being part of it. Brandon heads back to the station to look for new pants. Simone's helping him, and she's like, like she should be there right now. She should be part of the team, like, helping out with this case. But now she's currently stuck behind, the desk and, just waiting for opportunity to strike. But she gets a call from our third cameo of the rookie verse. It's Lopez, who again, I guess Simone really gave them all her number, or Nolan probably just gave her her number, probably speaking, but most likely Nolan just probably gave the number. And she's like, yeah, you're part of Garza's team now, right? So we got someone that's in connection to your case. So if you want to come down here and help me interrogate this dude, that'd be appreciated. Of course, she's at first like, should I just call Garza directly and have him bring you here? And it's like, no, I got you. I'll be there in 20. Which I'm like, I didn't know the fucking stations were close to each other. Then again, LA traffic, it's as bad as it says. It's as bad as it says. So Simone heads over to the station. Again, it's cool to see, our new characters, bond with our old characters that we all love it so much. Actually, no, yeah, I forgot. I'm already skipping ahead here because I forgot some important backstory. So the goon, like the baddies for the week, they were already doing some stuff, and they were apparently hijacking into some pretty sensitive federal database items. So they use a local kid actor to kind of hack them in, and it works like a charm. But they stab him to make sure that he doesn't get away, because the guy they caught running away managed to ID not a person, but give a description of someone that was on site for the murder. So they use that information, but the baddies found out about it, so they killed the kid. So who Simone and Lopez are interrogating is a friend of the kid. Okay, I say kid like he's 22 years old. I'm like, I'm 24, so I'm not that far away from that. I feel old. I still feel young, so I'm like, I don't know. I'm not that weird age. Like, I don't know what to do. So they interrogate him. So it's a little power team action. It works. They get the information they want. Like, he was supposed to be part of the murder, but he didn't know it was going to be a murder thing. So he backed up. Before even all that happened, he got picked up by LAPD. So he's all good to go. And, all he reveals is that, they're doing some shady stuff, and that's about it. That's really about it. So Simone takes this information to Garza, who initially at first is like, what are you doing? Like, this is the type of thing that's going to get the program shut down because you went without orders. Like, she's still a very fresh new agent that went to go do something without any orders. And, if anyone found whiff about this, she would be fired, and, Garza will be reprimanded because, he's the one kind of responsible for this case. So they would put all the blame on him and his team. So he's figuring out what to do. And, obviously you have two sides of things where half the team is like, oh, this is great. Like, Simone did a really good job. And the other half of the team is like, no, she did this without orders. Like, she should be reprimanded for her actions. She should be fired. And then Simone's real boss comes in and it's like, hey, what are you doing here? Like, you missed an entire half day of work. Like, this is not acceptable. Like, you can't be out here. And as soon as she's about to get shielded out, Garza has a change of heart. It's like, you know what? It was me. I pulled her away. I need her for the day. She'll be back with you tomorrow. Don't worry about it. And I said to Simone, take the victory. He got you on his team for today. Tomorrow's a different day. Just do what you can. Do what you can for now. So yeah, they get all that situated, and once they get a name and everything, they're trying to figure out any sort of information on him, and Simone just brings up the fact that everything these criminals have in common is that they at least went to high school, so you can get some sort of profile, you can get some sort of understanding of the individual, not probably in their current day style, but probably a decent amount of what their upbringing is to bring them to the current position they are in life. So Simone and the other individual, her soon-to-be training agent, decide to head up to that high school to go check in on him and see if they can find out any information about that. So they head over there. Again, it's a little overstepping because, this is Simone's world, technically. She knows how the school thing runs. It isn't just being an FBI agent, just going in dick swinging, say, hey, we're the FBI, we need information right now. That's not how it works here. You gotta really be careful on how you finesse and how you talk to people. So Simone manages to get through. They find one of the group home brothers that the hacker had. And he just, after a little bit of lying, he straight up tell yeah, he's been hanging with a wrong crowd lately. We took an Uber a ride share together a few weeks ago, and he got dropped off at this pretty abandoned looking building. So they give him the coordinates, they give him the direction. So they're kind of in stakeout mode right now, and Simone's like a little bored by this. Like she doesn't want to do this sort of like undercover stuff. Like she wants to get into the action, and she wants to get into that. And he's like, well, half the job sometimes is just watching and observing, like waiting till something strike. When honestly, it's a pretty fair point to say. And someone's like, well, why didn't you tell me that like 10 minutes ago? And yeah, then just comes Nolan just like driving in. Again, it's natural. Like you would want like Simone is still very new. She doesn't have any other agent buddies right now besides Brandon. Like, she's not going to just pull Brandon because he has his own superiors to worry about. She has friends in the LAPD already. So I'm like, why not use them as assets? And even Nolan's like, yeah, she's my friend. I had nothing else to do. I'm riding solo today. So might as well, come on here and give a helping hand. So they're just waiting around a little bit. It's like, okay, they're going to wait around for a while. The individuals start to come out. Simone said we should arrest them now, just under pretenses. But, it's like, they can't be charged with anything yet because they haven't done anything illegal yet. We haven't witnessed them do anything illegal yet. And I was like, if I bring another unit here, we can maybe like just hold them based on just a potential pretense. But, even that's still not enough. But the moment one of them splits off and then the other three grab out guns and they know like, okay, this is a pretty extreme situation. So Simone goes off with the leader. Nolan and the other training agents stay behind to go take care of the other three. They get a couple shots in, but, it doesn't really do anything to get away. Simone attempts to flirt with the leader, trying to get his guys down. It doesn't work that well 100% because, like, once he hears the bullet shots, he starts, he flees away. She manages to break her nail on his skin, so she manages to get some DNA over there, which honestly, again, is it the smartest thing in the world to do? Absolutely not. Is it a crazy thing to do? Yes, it is. Is it going to work out? Most likely it will be. So, they get the DNA from the fingernails, and also that was the end of like all the rookie cameos. Like, bye Nolan, we'll see you on Sunday. Yeah, so all the feds head over back to the abandoned warehouse building, and they're just searching. The computer the hacker was using was not fully well, it's not fully gone, but it's just like a lot of acids on there, so it's pretty much corruptible. Brandon will attempt to fix it, and of course we have to have the major question of like the profile asks Garza like, why did you hire an actor? Well, why did you pick a rookie agent who's had only experience in the acting field to be part of your team? And he's like, well, first, I like the show he's on, so I like him. Second of all, he's an actor. He has valuable assets for undercover reasons. Which I'm like, oh, that's right. That makes sense. Like, honestly, that is pretty smart. But then again, he's a celebrity, so I'm pretty sure anyone would recognize him. So it'd be kind of sus. But anyway, we'll see how that goes later on. So Brandon's tasked with IT to recover anything from the computers. Simone's getting the DNA removed from her fingerprint. Garza's like, again, like, this ain't the craziest thing you've done, but it isn't the craziest. But it's still pretty crazy. But, hey, if this DNA brings something, you're on my team. If it doesn't bring anything, you're back on that studio tomorrow. So, that wraps up for the day. Brandon and Simone have their first post-shift lunch or post-shift dinner. They're comparing notes about the other agents, the two other ones. The only other brief pieces of information we discover is the profiler is going through a pretty serious divorce because apparently her husband was cheating on her. And Simone doesn't believe that malarkey because like you have a profile, someone who knows human character and behavior, and you're telling me that she never once suspected her husband was having an affair? Even I'm like, no, I don't believe you whatsoever. So she's going through that. So she's not 100% stable right now at this moment, and she's coming off a pretty lengthy leave of absence because of it. And the other individual, the other agent that will be soon to be Simone's training officer, training agent. I'm still getting the rookie terminology. Like it's hard to switch back and forth sometimes. He's going through some family stuff. He's not family stuff. Actually, we didn't get to that point yet. He's been very much honest man, straight and narrow at the FBI. He doesn't really do any. He does by the book. He's very experienced. He's very well respected, well liked. But every time there's been a promotion, every time he's been in consideration, he always gets passes over. Which honestly, again, if you get a lot of promotion opportunities and you always get passed over, of course you feel depressed. You feel a little bit anxious. You feel a little bit sad. Even back at the FBI, at the field office, the other two training agents are just having dinner together, and they're just talking about, what Brandon and Clark are talking about. The fact that, yeah, she's going through a divorce. She just gave back the ring to her husband and, her soon-to-be ex-husband, and, that it's, it's really ending. Like, her life is ending. Like, her marriage is coming to an end. He heads back to his house, which is actually just a motel room. and the Courtney Fort's character, the other FBI agent who wants to take down Garza, shows up, and I'm like, bro, are you gonna introduce a hookup already? Are you already gonna introduce an illicit? Because like again, like the way she shows up, like in front of his hotel room, it's after hours, it's pretty secluded, and I'm just thinking to myself, are they gonna set something up like he's gonna be like a mole for Garza? Like, I don't really know. And she reveals that like he's going for a pretty lengthy separation period right now. It's gonna lead to a divorce. His wife is considering moving away with their son because he's just she's just not happy with their life here in LA. And she's like, hey, look, I can help you get all that, like getting you the promotion you want, the promotion you earn, better hours, better pay. You just got to take down Garza. And this guy, as much as he cares about his family, as much as he wants that promotion, he knows that's not going to do anything justice to Garza. And, he's part of his team right now, so he can't do that to him. So he respectfully declines. And she's like, okay, yeah, if you change your mind, just let me know. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the hell did Garza do to you to make you hate him so much? Like, this guy seems like a nice dude. Representación son. I'm a horrible Spanish speaker, by the way. I just butchered it. I apologize. Yeah, so Simone had told him to drop off some dinner for her dad. Her dad's entertaining some female company. And at first Simone's like, it's going to be like a little date, like a little bit like, maybe Netflix and chill type of thing. But no, it's not like that. She's only there for legal advice from him about something she's going through. But because Simone just whacked her FBI badge and everything, it triggers her and she has to leave. She has to go back home. And, Mr. Clark is just like not happy because like, he's done so much for the community. Everyone just learned to trust him, and like his house is a safe haven. It's not anymore because none of them trust law enforcement. None of them trust government officials. And here he goes. His daughter is an FBI agent, and she's living at home with him. Like, I wouldn't be surprised no one feels safe around him now. And he doesn't like that because he spent a lot of the more recent years of his life giving back to the community, being an asset, being like an actual pillar, some might say. And that's, things are turning, and he doesn't like that at all. He doesn't really like that. We cut over to the next day. Simone and Brandon are back in the office. They're, just catching up with like other things about Simone, like trying to balance, not officially being part of this unit, as well as, the issues with her dad. And then also, I forgot, meanwhile, during the nighttime, the batted gang, they're in El Paso, Texas, for some reason at this point. They call over a local fire truck. They kill everyone. And I'm just like, Jesus. And so they can take the fire truck for their hand for whatever they're planning. I want to say after that, we get to, where did we get to after that? I forgot. I want to say we probably get to, yeah. So, no, we're back at the field office. It's still pretty iffy if Simone's going to join their team or not. Garza shows back in and he's like, yeah, we got a DNA match to the evidence. You're in the team. And she's like, fuck yeah. Really would have liked if there was like a scene where like she just sticks it to her current boss, now former boss, just like a little bit, just like, stick it to the big man. Or, well, he's not that big, but you know what I mean. So they're back in the fishbowl, as they like to call, like, the LAPD have the bullpen, we have the fishbowl. So I'm like, yeah, it's pretty funny. I'm trying to give everyone their own identities here. So they're looking it up and considering all the comparisons and everything. Yeah, so whatever operation they're pulling down is in El Paso. What they're hitting up is currently unknown. But as they try to narrow down the field, so they first say like, we just gotta head to El Paso first, figure out what the hell what's going on and like go from there. So they head out in their own private jet, and even the way Garza said like, yeah, we have our own jet, baby. And I'm just like, I love this guy. I really do. Garza's gonna be like the breakout character for the show. I can call it already. So everyone's up in the air, they're ready to go, and they're trying to figure out what exactly are they targeting. And Simone uses her knowledge before by identifying, actions and patterns to figure out like, yeah, he's probably going to go into something that he already has an advantage in, like some sort of an inside man. Like, what is in El Paso that's very valuable that he could have a man on the inside? They think the Treasury Reserve in that area. But they're like, that's a federal building. That's very highly guarded. There's absolutely no way they can get in there easily without creating a scene. And their entire MO is coming in unseen and then coming out unseen. So how the hell did they get in there? And then Simone, using her very, very, very limited knowledge of being a background checker, remembers that, hey, there is a guy. Remember that guy that she said, like, he's a bad seed. He's a no bueno person. And yeah, it turns out with a T, like, yeah, that was him. That was the guy. And, that he's probably he got a job at the Federal Reserve in El Paso. So he's probably the inside mole, probably going to sneak them in, get them in so they can take the money. So they know exactly where they need to go. They fly over there. Yeah, just like a fiddle. Him as his new position of a janitor creates a distraction, and it allows the other gang members to come in full firefighter gear to kind of act like they're going to help the situation, but they're not. They're here to like rob the damn place. So they all go in, are ready to go find the money. Simone and the others arrive as well. They're trying to figure out what are they going to hit up first. Like, obviously their whole MO is trying to be in and out, trying to get as much money as they can without any sort of like would attract them. Because like, yeah, it's the Federal Reserve. Like it has your money has tracking numbers in order to make sure that this is a legitimate bill. Yes, they could go for the safe. It will take a longer process, but there's more money in there. But it has all the tracking features. Simone recommends that why not the processing room where they have, a lot of old money there that they're going to burn up and destroy, and and use that to its man. And there's Garza has a difficult shot. Does he listen to the experienced guy who says like they're gonna go after the vault? That's where all the money is. Or to Simone's point, we're like, yeah, no, they're going to the processing room. It's very easier to get in there. Not extremely easy, but still easier than the vault. And they're gonna have more access to untapped money. Garza goes with Simone's feeling, so they go in. They find the guys trying to escape with like a lot of money. A firefighter ensues. They take down one dude. Garza takes him down. The other four split up into twos to take down the other individuals. Brandon has a bit of a squall with one of the guys. He doesn't really do so well against him. God, I'm not really good with terminology. The profiler takes him down, and so they got another one down. Simone and the other dude go after the other one, and they at first are in a decent gunfight, but then they get tricked over by a smoke trap. The other two, the main leader and the inside dude, are about to get away in a van with the money that they got. But however, Simone and her partner got him, and it's over for them. They got him. The case is over, and yeah, all the money saved. We cut over back to LA, where they're regrouping at the fishbowl. That successful mission. We saved the day. Everything's off with a T. However, the profile pulls aside Garza for a second to his office to kind of talk to him about like I noticed you were sweating a lot during the entire operation. I know also that you were taking some pills. Before we got off the plane. Like, what's going on? Like, are you okay? Are you in trouble? And he's like, no. I had some hard problems. He's been having some hard problems lately. He's got some sort of temporary solution in him that's going to help him out for a while, but they do recommend that he gets performed a double bypass to kind of help him out a little bit more. But Garza says he's aware his health is important to him as well, but in order to inspire change in the FBI to allow this program to get off the ground fully, he needs to be there. He's the only person really fighting for this program that has authority to do so. So if he goes away on a double bypass period, no one's going to take over that unit. No one's going to take over the operation. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to shut it down by the time he comes back. If he comes back, that's it. There's no program. So he cannot leave now until it's more stable off the ground. Like, that people do believe in it. So he can't take that leave right now, even though like, yeah, he can have a heart attack at any moment, but he's saying like, I'm fine. Don't worry. Like, I have this under control. Do not worry. Like, everything's going to be fine. But she's like, I don't believe so. Like, I've seen this before with my dad. Like, this is not going to end well. But even that's for, Brandon is about to head out as well. But of course, obviously, he's already hit meme status again with his, him being part of this operation, and all of his, his fan base are like, cheering for him, like, yes, he did it. He's on to the next step. And, apparently a local movie director wants to hire him for his next movie. He's like, really? He's like considering like, no, don't do it, dude. Like, I don't need another Arid. I don't need another Arid on my hand. I really don't. I want to say, what else are we missing? Yeah, so the Simone's training agent, and Courtney Ford's character are in the elevator. She's giving him more opportunity because she tells him like, okay, I heard that your family's gonna move to I forgot where. It's closer to the Midwest, East Coast. And it's like, there's a position that just opened up with your name on it. So if you want to be close, New Orleans, like, you can be closer to them if you want to. And he's debating it still, but he's like, nope, like, I'm not doing that to Garza. I'm not betraying him. And, he leaves her there. But she gives him one more chance, like, just tell me tomorrow, tell me the word. And if you want me to do this, we'll get this done. I think, is that everything I mentioned? Is that everything? Well, that's not the end, but I'm just thinking. Yeah, so Simone heads back to her house thinking that her dad's expecting company again. He's not, but he's like, been thinking about like everything that happened in the last couple of days, and he's like just reminding her like, I'm a pillar of this community. I helped them out a lot with the settlement money I got from the LAPD. I gave back to the community that really, really needed it. And now like, you being here, it's disrupting things a little bit, but you're my daughter still, so I'm willing to make this work. Just make sure when you're in my house, that badge and that gun is, away or off, like they're not present while you're here, as well as you're gonna bring home dinner, local dinner, once a week for me and you. And he's just like, and again, Simone just says the best line of, she just says, are you sure it's for yourself, for the community, or for your belly? And I'm just like laughing my ass off. I'm like, this is just the kind of like relationship you get when you've had like so much father-daughter experiences by this point. Like this is the only relationship you can get from that. We got over to the next day, and yeah, so it's Simone's official first day on the job, and she's getting a little chewed out by her TA, saying that she's still got a long way to go. Like she's got some spunk, she's got some moxie, she's got potential in her, but there's a long way to go. It's gonna be a long 18-month probation period, which I'm like, 18 months. I'm just like, Jesus, this is a lot. Like that is a lot of time, but yeah. But hopefully if the show keeps going, but that's gonna fly by super fast. So the team's ready for the next assignment. Garza calls in the team to the fishbowl for the next assignment, and I love the scene. Like again, this is not meant to be a pilot where like you kind of tease people at the end of this episode, like their adventures will continue, but you can kind of speculate what their adventures are gonna be, but. Simone easily says, yes, I'm ready. And, she goes along with them. It kind of reminds me of the ending of Monsters University when Sully and Mike are about to properly begin their careers at Monsters Inc. My own mild spoilers for Monsters University if you haven't seen that movie yet. And that ends the first episode. For a premiere goes in terms of like just a, so we got to review this as a two-front, which is unique which is going to be the case for a while, is that not only is this has to be reviewed partly as a rookie show review, because this is still in the rookie verse, so you gotta still like, is it noticeable, is it understood, is it the right balance, and then also you gotta review it for what it is. Like you gotta review the Feds part. Imagine the rookie didn't exist and this was just its own independent show. It's still gotta stand on its own 2 feet regardless of that. And that gets a little murky to do, because like the backdoor pilot was so tied into the rookie, the whole setup was tied to that show. So it becomes a little bit difficult. Like, can you really separate the two? Because like without the rookie, there would be no like real indication for this entire show to exist. And that's a fair point. That's a really fair point when it comes to these backdoor pilots. Like you're supposed to be self-sufficient, like trying to create your own lore while trying to fit into the larger universe. I don't think the show falls into that, sadly, where like, yeah, it definitely like it's really not separable that without the events of the rookie, this show wouldn't happen. So you can't really remove it about that. But in terms of like trying to gain its own identity that doesn't constantly rely on the Rookieverse stuff, it's a perfect balance. It works really well. Like we don't get an overstuff, and like we don't get to see her going literally into the LAPD station just wandering around for hours. We don't get to see that. It's literally Nolan, Lopez, and Smithy. Smithy makes sense. Lopez makes sense. Nolan makes sense. Those were all organic inclusions for the show. But this was not a Feds episode with rookie character. No, this was a Feds episode that you utilized the characters from the other show to what they're needed for the episode. They were there and they were out. They were only there for what the time needed them to be, and then they pulled out. And honestly, that's a perfect balance that you need. You don't need anything more than that. So that was perfect there. In terms of the show itself, like I said from the get-go, I think it's good. I think it's really, really good. Is it great? Is it amazing? No, it does not leave me with the same impression that when we started the rookie. It does not. It doesn't, like I am excited for what's next. Like I love the moxie. I love the dynamic of the characters. I love, that this is not just the rookie, another part of it. This is not, trying to be the rookie again. It's not. It's doing its own thing with its own characters, with its own part of LA, their own part of this universe, and it's working. So far, it's working. I want to see more of these dynamics. I want to see more of these developments, and that's a plus. That really is a plus. You have a lot of meat on the bone. There's, like minor story arcs that you can weave throughout the first season. And, that's going to, it's all about smart planning, about smart teasing, not just being like a traditional procedure. This show is not. It's definitely different. And, you know, like it's very much different than The Rookie. It's different. But in terms of its own show, it does really good at it. It's not perfect. It definitely isn't. You know, but maybe it will to get there down the road. Like, you know, sometimes the best shows come like later on, but you know, right now I'm enjoying the ride. I really, really am. Niecy Nash. I'm sorry, I'm still gonna get used to the name. Pronouncing it right. I think she's leading the cast very, very well. You know, it's all on her back shoulders, and you know, her personality and her, you know, attitude is definitely, you know, something that, you know, a leading lady needs. Like, you know, the leading protagonist needs to like kind of like lead the ship. Like all of this revolves around her. Like, you know, none of this would have happened because of her. And, you know, that's the exciting factor of it. That, you know, they're kind of having to follow this rookie agent who literally is literally about to go for a midlife crisis, but she's not going to suffer midlife crisis. A midlife crisis. She's now beginning her life, and that's going to be great to see each and every week as we see more of these dynamics progress, because we only got small teas of them, and rightfully so, because we have many, many more episodes to go. So for me, I'm going to give this episode 2 thumbs up. I still really enjoyed it at the end of the day. I cannot wait to see more of the Rookie Feds. I can't wait to see what more shenanigans, what more cameo, what more, you know, of this side of the universe has to offer. Let me know in the comments below, what did you think of the series premiere of the Rookie Feds? Let's start the conversation down below. And I believe that's going to do it for me today, everyone. So if you're unaware, this has been What's the Two from ActionX, reviewing every episode in the hopeful first season of the Rookie Feds. If you want to know what we're doing normally, What's the Two besides our Rookie Feds reviews, we're currently doing the Rookie episode reviews each and every week after brand new episodes on ABC. We're also doing DC Stargirl season 3 episode reviews each and every week after brand new episodes on the CW. And next week we're about to go into the Walker side of this season of What's in the Two, with Walker and Walker Independence episode reviews coming out each week after new episodes on the CW. But if you don't care about the Rookie Feds, you're in luck. We'll be back next week, Wednesday, with another brand new episode, baby. Yeah, that's why each and every week get a brand new episode, or at least as long as they're on the air. But again, this has been What's the Two from ActionX. Please subscribe to us on youtube.com/ActionXvideos. Ring that bell for notification when our next episode reviews live. Please also like, favorite, share this review if you want to, as well as follow the social media to stay up to date with any sort of updates we may have for either of our channels. But until we see each other again, thank you so much for watching. For all you Fed agents out there, I'm still working on the name. I'll get to that momentarily at the future. But until we see each other again next week, stay safe out there, be good to each other, and as always, peace out.